Welcome to the American Roundup. I'm Josh Ham. Thank you for joining me this Sunday morning, 15th of November. And today's cover story, All Wars Must End. Defense Secretary Christopher Miller aims to make good on the promises from the beginning of the Trump administration to draw back on forces in both Iraq and Afghanistan. With just a few weeks left in office, we'll see if they're able to accomplish this task. Without further ado, let's get into the American Roundup. We're going to start off today's segment in New York, the Big Apple. Woman rescues ill swan by foot, car, and subway. This sounds interesting. I am intrigued. Ariel Cordova Rojas went to New York's Jamaica Bay Wildlife Refuge in Queens on November 5th to celebrate her 30th birthday. Well, Ariel, happy belated birthday. She ended up rescuing a swan with lead poisoning, taking it to a wildlife clinic by foot, car, and subway with the help of both friends and strangers. This is interesting. Did she pick up this swan? How do you know this swan has lead poisoning, first of all? And then you just carried it by foot, car, and subway. Cordova Rojas is trained in identifying and rescuing wildlife, having worked at the Wild Bird Fund Clinic in Manhattan for 5 years. Okay, so you're a bird expert, and you were somehow able to tell. That is pretty rad. Cordova Rojas told the Associated Press the swan named Bay. A swan named Bay. I like this. This is a good intro story. The swan was being treated for lead poisoning with antifungals and antibacterial medications. It could take up to 3 weeks or 2 months before Bay returns to the refuge. Regardless, at least Bay is getting the help she needs, and shout out to Ariel for getting this swan to the proper facilities and getting her the treatment she needs by whatever means necessary. This is 5-star review. Because of this, you have to press the like button. You have to do it. Moving on to Frankfort, Kentucky. State employee accused of illegal Viagra scheme. Okay. I thought Kentucky was a red state. A former Kentucky state government employee was accused of running an illegal Viagra distribution scheme for more than 4 years, using his work email to communicate with customers. A federal grand jury indicted Howard Stanley Head Jr. of Franklin County on conspiracy and other charges for the scheme. Authorities say he ran from July 2015 to October 2019. Head, who worked for the Kentucky Finance and Administration Cabinet at the time, is accused of ordering shipments of the erectile dysfunction drugs. Ooh, this is some word here. Sildenafil and Tadalafil, sold under the brand name Cialis and Viagra from other countries, and reselling them in smaller quantities. Why couldn't you just say Cialis and Viagra? The average individual is not going to care that its scientific name is sildenafil and tadalafil. Cialis and Viagra, though, are widely televised, and people recognize these terms. Mr. Head, nope. Detroit, Michigan. Woman's child shot in dispute over food order. How? A woman shot and wounded her 20-month-old daughter during a dispute with a neighbor over a food delivery order. The girl was sitting in a car on the city's west side when she was struck. The child's mother had arrived home and confronted the neighbor after learning her food order was taken. She pulled and fired a gun after the neighbor allegedly grabbed a hammer. Police said she has a concealed pistol license. Her daughter was in critical condition at the hospital. I'm trying to imagine, just picture this scenario in my head. So, if I'm reading this correctly, this woman, I guess maybe driving home, or before they even started driving home, maybe they were out shopping or something, decides to place a mobile food order for, Uber Eats or DoorDash, something like that. And then she starts driving home with her daughter, expecting the food to be waiting for them when they get home. Upon arrival, maybe the app, whatever food order app she was using, perhaps the app said that the food was delivered, but the food was not there. And for some reason, she went on to accuse her neighbor of taking the food. So I'm picturing the woman in the car. Her child is in the back seat of the car. What I don't understand is how the woman goes from getting home, realizing the food is not there, having this confrontation with a neighbor, and managing to shoot her daughter who is still in the car. Someone has to get Sherlock Holmes on this case. I need a play-by-play as to how this happened. We're gonna move on from that because that's just, I don't understand it. State reopening historic courthouse for hearings. Camden, South Carolina. One of South Carolina's oldest cities is reopening a historic courthouse for court hearings for the first time in more than a century. Okay. Camden has started holding weekly municipal court hearings at the historic Robert Mills Courthouse downtown. The courthouse was built from 1825 to 1827 and used for 80 years. The courthouse is named for its architect-designer. Robert Mills is best known for the Washington Monument, but also designed a number of courthouses and other public buildings in South Carolina before the Civil War. Okay, cool. So Robert Mills, the architect for the Washington Monument. I'm wondering why this courthouse has gone unused for about a century. Why has it been unused, and why are you just now deciding to reopen it? Dyersville, Iowa. Another. Toddler shoots mom with unsecured gun. Why is the gun unsecured? Why does the toddler have the gun? A woman in eastern Iowa was hospitalized after being shot by her child. A 2-year-old. The shooting happened in Dyersville. The police revealed the shooting in a news release, but gave few details. Investigators determined the woman, who is 21 years old, was shot by the toddler after the child found the handgun that was left unsecured. Police said authorities are considering whether to file charges in this case. If you have an unsecured gun and somehow your toddler stumbles upon it and blasts you, is that considered child endangerment? So if you happen to know that, just leave a comment down below. Educate me, educate anyone else who may stumble upon this video. Washington, D.C. No live audience invited to the national tree lighting. No live audience will be invited this year to watch the lighting of the national Christmas tree due to the COVID-19 concerns. Okay, this is smart. However, as with many other events that have been closed to the audiences this year, the ceremony will be available virtually. thenationaltreeorg.com. I'm going to go ahead and link this down below. So if you want to watch it, you can do so online. The lighting and performances will be available for streaming throughout the holiday season. Alright, cool. So maybe up until New Year's you can go watch this. I dig it. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville. Is it Louisville or Louisville? Restaurants offering free food to Trump fans. That's interesting. 2 restaurant owners in Kentucky who support President-elect Joe Biden are offering free food and drinks to supporters of President Donald Trump. But with a catch. Aha! There's an aha moment they're about to reveal the gotcha. They have to turn in their useless Trump merchandise. If you turn in your red MAGA hat, you get a free meal. The idea was hatched by Troy King and his wife Selena Johnson, who own Pollo, a gourmet chicken joint. They told the Courier-Journal that their idea was to extend an olive branch to the other side. Okay, that's good and noble. They posted their offer on the Louisville restaurant's Facebook page, and then got some heat online. King said someone called threatening him if they didn't remove the Facebook post. Why? Why is there a need for threats here? In a way, if you think of it like this, you are turning in articles of clothing that are now out of season. So they'll essentially be recycled or maybe donated. And in return, you are going to get free food. Why is there room for hate? There's no room for hate. Instead of removing the post, they decided to expand the promotion to their other restaurant, Six Forks Burgers, and keep the promotion going through November. So far, no one has taken advantage of the offer, but if a Trump supporter visits, King said he told his workers to make them feel welcome. I mean, I think that's awesome. Are you really going to need Trump attire after this point? Turn it in, get yourself some free food. Like, it's a win-win for everybody. Escanaba, Michigan. Bikers are coming next year to the Upper Peninsula. The Escanaba area will be the site of a 3-day July rally by the Great Lakes Harley Owners Group. It is expected to bring thousands of Harley-Davidson motorcycle riders and enthusiasts to Delta County. The planning process began with a meeting at the UP State Fairgrounds. The last time Harley riders were in Escanaba for a rally was in 2010. The rally will include a parade, a block party, and the dates are July 22nd to July 24th. Now I'm hoping by July of 2021 we are able to enjoy the festivities that events like this can bring. So good for you, Escanaba and the Harley riders in the area. Have a blast if you are able to carry out this plan. All right, looks like the final entry we have here is coming from Montgomery, Alabama. Officials, some license renewal sites upcharge. License renewal. Alabama law enforcement officials caution people to beware of third-party websites when they renew their driver license online. Yes. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency said in a news release that some third-party websites are charging people extra fees to renew their license online. The sites are not affiliated with the state. ALEA Secretary Hal Taylor said one website charged a $50 administration fee in addition to the $39 renewal fee. The agency urged people to go directly to the ALEA's driver license division at www.alea.gov to renew their license online instead of using a search engine to find the site. Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is encouraging people to go directly to the site to renew your driver's license to avoid these upcharges from third-party websites. And now we're going to get into our big picture. titled Blowing in the Wind. And if that's not getting you in the mood for the season, then I don't know what will. Alright everybody, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video and going through today's American Roundup with me. We started off with a swan rescue in New York, and we ended with a warning about upcharges in Montgomery, Alabama. If you're from any of these areas, go ahead and drop a comment below if you have any thoughts on this. And if you want us to know what's going on in your area, let us know. Until next time, I'm earthbound but aspiring. Have a great day.